What is going on, everybody? Welcome into another special episode, a special Tuesday episode of the Jets Afterburners podcast. I am your host, Liam, being joined as always by my co-host, NYJ Dan16. Dan, how you doing, man?
I'm doing how I am always doing leading up to a week 3 in a Jets season. I'm doing great because this is all I know right now. But you know, the whole premise of this show, Special Tuesday Nighter, it's because of you, my friend. You, Liam, you brought up a nugget, and we got to share it to the public here because we found something here, and we need everyone to gobble this up because it's very important. Mr. Liam, go for it, my man.
In just a minute here, we're going to share a video that originally came about on Sunday during the Aaron Gunn press conference. And I wasn't in the right frame of mind. I wasn't under the influence or anything. I was just trying to digest the porta potty of the game that we just watched. And that's what it was. Like, you open up the door, you could already tell it hasn't been pumped out in like a month, you know, like, whoa, what's going on in here? And that's what it was. It was just, I wasn't in the right frame of mind I did a video after the game. You know, I had to go for a drive. It was one of those days. You know, hopped in the car, just around the neighborhood, doing what I did.
Mm-hmm. No bridges, though, right? No, like there was no bridges, like, you know.
Well, that's the other thing. Sure. I was traveling back from Buffalo.
Oh, no bridges in Buffalo.
Not in Buffalo, but, you know, heading back to New York, yeah. But luckily, I was way past the bridges at that point.
Okay.
But so I listened to the Aaron Glenn press conference, and boy, oh God, not good at all. And then a specific question came up by Brian Costello, and it didn't make any sense at the time. So I went back and I listened to it again, and then I listened to it one more time, and I was like, whatever. I kind of just let it go. So then I'm at work yesterday. I'm listening to Aaron Glenn's press conference, and Brian Costello asked the question again. And the answer still didn't make sense.
I love how Brian Costello, even at his level, right, a seasoned reporter, probably had to like wax off all that ear fat and be like, no, there's no way. There's no way that he answered that question the way he did. Let me ask him again. Would you like me to play it?
Yeah. Let's go for it and see what happens.
Here we go. A little context here. Hopefully we don't get shut down.
Aaron, I think I phrased this question poorly to you yesterday, so That's on me. So I'm going to give it another crack. 4th and 1 in the third quarter. Why did you decide to punt in that situation?
Okay, if I can remember that, I think it was 6 minutes left in the game. I think they were up 23-3. I think we was at our minus 28. Correct. We're still in the game. And I didn't want to give those guys a short field because obviously our defense, you know, we were struggling a little bit. You know, so I felt like, man, if we can punt this ball, we can create some field position, man, we can try to stop them, right, and then be able to score, man, that we still have a chance. And I think it was said yesterday that the score that we was out of it, I totally disagree with that. It was 23-3 with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. You know, we have a ton of time, you know, to get our offense back in check and be able to go and get this game back to where we want to be. The team that we just played, I think they scored 17 points in, 6 minutes? in the fourth quarter, their first game. So I just felt like at that point, man, let's punt it, right? Man, let's get a stop. Let's try to flip the field and see if we can score and try to get this game back where we wanted
it. What did he say? Liam, please break this down. I can't. What?
All right, so let's just digest this here. So it's 4th and 1. The game was not close. The game was over. The game was over at halftime. You're down 23-3. And it could have been way worse than that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if we didn't
rip
off
third
Josh
quarter?
Allen's nose.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah, it was 6 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Okay.
But that's the other thing I was talking about. As us Jets fans, you knew right in the middle of the first quarter what kind of game this was going to be. With Josh Allen fumbling and everything. You just knew what kind of game it was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he's saying that we're still in the game. First off, you were not still in the game. But in the game or not, what have we been hearing all offseason long? What was the Jets' game plan on offense? They're going to be known as a team that runs the ball. No secret. No secret at all. We've all known this. 4th and 1, you're getting your doors blown off. You came from Dan Campbell's system that, guess what, is known for going for it when? On what down, Dan?
Balls. Fourth down. Balls. Mm-hmm.
So you're getting your doors blown off. You're at your own 28-yard line. You didn't want to give the ball back to them with a short field. So you're thinking, all right, let me stop them. Let's punt it, stuff them back into their end zone, back near their end zone, and trust our defense that you didn't trust because the defense wasn't playing good. His words, not mine. Our defense was struggling, so I wanted to give them a long drive. So hopefully we can get the ball back and try to score.
What does that mean?
You already have the ball. You need 1 yard. 1 yard. 3 feet.
That's it.
3 feet to keep that drive going. Doing the thing that you claimed all summer long was your offensive game plan. That's your bread and butter.
Mm-hmm.
You go out all off season long, all summer long. We were talking about possibly trading Breece Hall. And then Aaron Glenn stood up there during that summer press conference and said, no. Breece Hall is not going anywhere. Doesn't mean we're trading Breece. And then as we're seeing week 1 and last Sunday as well, Braylon Allen is starting to get involved. Isaiah Davis is getting involved. Mm-hmm. Not once did it occur to you that maybe we should just go for it on 4th down when we went for 2, not 1, 2 2-point conversions week 1.
Right.
So let's just recap this here a little bit. You have the ball. It's 4th down. He pretty much goes, guess there's nothing we could do now. So the team that's been running and passing it down your throat, that has just been demolishing your defense all game long, and you admit that. Yeah, defense wasn't playing good. So let's throw the defense back on the field, try to stop them, which they have failed to do essentially all game, so then we could get the ball back again and try to score. Dan, can you make sense of this? I've watched this thing at least 8 times, and every time it boggles my mind more.
It's 4th and 1. This is where I'm going to just a little pushback, a little bit. It's 23-3. It's the third quarter. I do agree with Glenn where it wasn't over. The game wasn't over. But this is where I'm just startled, just a little on the head scratcher. If you think that the game isn't over and you see how the tide is going, it hasn't turned yet, and you're saying that we're still in the game, it's 4th and 1, and you think that the defense isn't doing that great, yet you decide to punt the ball to get it deep in that territory. So the same defense you just crapped on just now publicly, you think that
Your defense.
his defense, he thinks that they're going to stop Josh Allen, who has been steamrolling all over us. See, my whole thing is this. If you felt that the game was there are moments within the game that you have to make big boy decisions. And unfortunately, because Woody Johnson continues to select from the same unemployment line, these first-time head coaches, I don't even want to say what I really want to because I'm still trying to give Aaron Glenn the benefit of the doubt. But dag nabbit, it's the same qualities. It's the same thing as a Robert Saleh. After the game, we got to look at the tape. Michael Clemens, boys and girls, Jets Nation, thank you for hopping on right now, 8:47 p.m. Please hit that subscribe button. Michael Clemens is probably even watching this show right now. Michael, Jailhouse, 10 years to life, Clemens, is watching the show right now because he knows his job is safe. You know, there was a story about Jamarcus Russell, the quarterback, the first round pick of the Oakland Raiders then, that he didn't know what the plays were. He had no idea, but he stayed on the team until they finally caught on and they cut him. Michael Clemens is the antithesis of what Aaron Glenn has been preaching. Accountability. Listen, I'm not gonna lie here. When we stopped the Bills on that third down early in the game, I'm having my barbecue outside in the back celebrating one of my kids' birthdays with the TV. Everybody in their mother heard me. Let's go. Yo, the defense, like, let's go, man. All of a sudden, I see a flag. Oh, there's a flag, Romo said. Oh, man, that's what happened. You know, something must have happened. Holding from one of our secondaries. Stevens right away. When I saw that late hit from Clemens, I thought for a second. I said, Glenn comes from the Parcells tree. Parcells tree. He's going to grab Clemens and tell him, go to the locker room. Go to the locker room. That's it. No. He jargoned with the guy for a little bit. And then 2 plays later, he goes back in. Don't give me this excuse, Jets Nation, that, you know, we only have a limited amount of bodies. Stop it. This guy's been doing the same crap, flipping off fans at Cleveland.
Yep. Body
Slamming offensive linemen, late hits. He's still on the squad. The common denominator here is not Aaron Glenn. It's Woody Johnson. He continues to get these kind of coaches who love to talk, I'm sorry, I'm going to let you go, Liam.
No,
but
get it out, man.
The slogans, all gas, no break. Now this one is, we're the New York Jets. We're built for this. No, more like we're the New York Jets. We're built like shit. We are. Where is there a Jet fan that is saying, oh, you know, come on, Dan, Liam, it's only game 2. You guys are going a little bit too much. It's not game 2. It's like game 240. If you look back since 2010, since the last time that we made the playoffs, we had to go through Bowles, Adam Gase, the guy that likes running up and down the stairs. Nothing has changed with Aaron Glenn.
All brick.
Where is it? Where is it? Why, the Texans can do it. The Texans flipped the switch, being from one of the worst teams, competitive. The Washington Commanders switched one year to the next. Oh, there's the quarterback. There's the quarterback. All of a sudden, the quarterback. No, it's the culture. It's the culture. You need your players. How much more? Liam, I'm going to pass it on to you because I'm going to keep on going. It's going to be like
the Lions, Dan. The Lions. Here's the funny part. Aaron Glenn was a part of that staff. He was their defensive coach. He was a part of the staff. And that's the other thing. Like, I like Aaron Glenn. I'm going to admit it. And I'm willing to give him the chance. You had one game where there was a lot to be desired. Week 1, there was a lot to be excited about. You said, all right, we lost, but this team, we're heading in the right direction. So you have the high of the high. Well, not the high of the high, because that'd be a win. You have a high, and then you have a very bottom low, very bottom. And I'm going to get to this in a second. There's a comment here, right here. Instant coffee. When I heard him say instant coffee, I got PTSD. I don't know, Dan, if you listened to the press conference yesterday, Monday.
No, I can't.
He mentioned instant coffee, like Robert Saleh, and then our boy Eagle Fang, where is it? He mentioned, as kids, we all played with Legos. And how do you play with Legos? Brick by brick. We're building something.
Right.
We're playing with Legos. And then he also compared us to the Chiefs.
Nice. I know who play like brick and Legos. That's the son of Woody Johnson, who still plays with Legos.
That's it. You know where I'm going with this. This is what we wanted to see from this. We were hoping that this wouldn't be McCurley Ball. We were hoping that this would be Michael Clemens. Maybe Aaron Glenn is afraid of Michael Clemens. I don't know. But this is what he was talking about, brick by brick.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I don't understand. And yeah, Armand plays with Legos.
Yep.
And he's an offensive tackle for the Jets, number 69.
That's right.
But it's just, getting back to like a little bit of a serious note here, I just don't understand. I'm starting to wonder, is this like a PR issue with the Jets? That they all say the same things? Is it whoever is teaching them how to do the like their style of press conferences?
Right.
Is that what it is? Like, I don't know what it is. But like I said, I don't think he's on the hot seat. I don't think he's going to get fired. He's here for at least 2 years. I'd give him. Even if you go like 0-16, 0-17, no. I don't know how you can justify bringing him back. But I don't even feel right saying this. But like, if you see, I guess positives, I don't know. Can you give him 3-4 weeks? Are you like writing me up right now? I feel like you're just like
no. If he ends up 0-17, 2-15, 3-13, and we have the number 1 overall pick, he is gone. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, again, that's like the worst case. Best and worst case scenario. There's no way that Glenn would survive going into the 2026 season as the head coach of the New York Jets if the Jets are 1-16, 3-13, 4-13. Okay, that's
so 4 wins keeps his job.
4 wins.
Anything below 4 wins, you're out.
Anything that lands him the 1, I think he's gone. Because even Woody Johnson can't even expect that the Jets would have the worst record in the NFL. It would just blow up in his face. Yes, Armand. Yes. Now, yes. 9-16, 2025. Let me pull it up again.
Sorry. Yep.
Right? Yes. Everybody's saying this. Everybody thinks that it's acceptable. If the Jets hold the number 1 overall pick, that means that the Jets are the absolute worst team in the NFL. We all know how this works. Woody Johnson has fired head coaches in the past. I'm not asking No one is asking for the head of Aaron Glenn. No one. This is a high possibility that the Jets don't win a game. Now, the Jets versus the Bucs. The Bucs are very similar to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Jets match up well against those kinds of teams. The Bucs, the Steelers, the Miami Dolphins, the Bears, these teams, these garbage teams. That's it. That's who the Jets fare well with. A team like the Bills, a team like the Chiefs, a team like the Eagles, you need your ball sack on the table. So if it's 4th and 1 and things aren't going your way, 23-3, you go for it. That's how those great elite teams have gotten there in the first place. How soon we forget how crappy the Kansas City Chiefs were, how horrendous the New Orleans Saints were before Sean Payton got there. The Detroit Lions, like you said, Liam, where Aaron Glenn saw it firsthand, a laughing stock. Ye had a highlight of the past 15 to 20 years is not Barry Sanders. It was Dan Orlovsky running out of bounds in his own end zone for a 2-point conversion against himself, a safety. But because you had someone like Dan Campbell, we changed the culture in the locker room that translates onto the field. 23-3. The game was there if you thought, Coach Glenn, you go for it. Not on 4th and 10, 4th and 5, 1 yard. And Liam, you nailed it. He's been preaching this for the longest. This is a running team, running football team. You got a freaking brick house back there in Braylon Allen. You couldn't just hand him off the ball, or you have someone, an offensive coordinator that many are saying, man, we haven't had that kind of philosophy out of the box thinking in the longest in Engstrand. He could have came up with something for 1 yard. 1 yard, an end around, something, a pitch and throw, do something.
A tush push.
Oh,
something. Just something, dude. You need 3 feet. You can't just fall for 3 feet. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand, man. And we're not I'm not saying that the Jets are the worst team in the league. My own world. Thank you for your support, by the way. Not personal. Just saying I don't think that's the case. They need to find a way to come out of Florida 2-2. The Bucs, I don't know. I watched that game last night. What a game it was.
Yep.
Back and forth. And then with 2 minutes to go, 2 minutes, Baker Mayfield got the ball down the field and secured the game.
All right.
That cannot happen against the Jets. Their defense has been very, very bad. And if somebody like Baker Mayfield is going to be sitting here lighting us up, and I like Baker Mayfield, I'm very happy, the way that he was able to turn his career around. Yep. It seems like they got something in Tampa. They're a fun team to root for. I love their wide receiver, Emeka Egbuka, good rookie. Always been a big fan of Mike Evans, Bucky Irvin. They got some players down there. But we're a football team too. Where's the competitive nature, especially against like a divisional rival like the Bills?
Right.
And what were we saying all last week? They at MetLife, the Jets find a way to always play the Bills hard. And you know what it was? I think we were a little nervous the way that they came back and beat the Ravens. Yeah, Matt Prater and this and that, Josh Allen. When we literally punched him in the face and broke his nose, I'm not here to see players getting injured. And yes, it was a stupid penalty, but it shows our aggression. We literally just punched you in the face. What are you going to do about it? Josh Allen, yeah, I'm going to freaking kill you now. I'm going to run the ball down your throat, and I'm going to embarrass you in front of your fans. Josh Allen goes, I have played my worst football in this stadium more than once. That ends. That's right. The aggression from Josh Allen that Bills Mafia wanted to see. Josh Allen made it very clear. You little green and white fools, you are not in my league.
Right.
And it was serious. It was a business trip for them. When we literally punched him in the nose and broke his nose.
Yeah.
that could have been motivation for us. Again, don't want to see players getting injured. Sucks that happened to them.
It's football, man.
But if you're going to sit here and punch guys in the face, you got to be
Yeah.
a pretty good team coming out after that. And you're going to say, we're the New York Jets. We're built for this. New age, new Jets.
Right.
We just punched you in the face, and now we're going to knock you out. That's how it should have been. Instead, we punched him in the face by a convict, a convicted felon.
Yeah.
And then we just laid down on our backs and said, we're sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. Where's the aggression? And he was so aggressive week 1. I don't understand this with Aaron Glenn. And like you said, like the Detroit Lions, the worst outside of the Browns, probably like the worst franchise in sports.
Mm-hmm.
And he stood right next to Dan Campbell that said, go for it. 4th and 5, he's going for it in the playoffs. Season on the line. If you remember, not last season, 2 seasons ago, it was the NFC Championship game. And he went for it on 4th down, 4th and goal. He didn't get it in that end of their season, but he went for it. He had the cojones to go for it. Hello, Elmo. What is he saying here? I had tickets to go to the Tampa Bay game since I live close to the stadium. Fortunately, I gave them away to a friend who wanted to go and see their first Jets game.
You gave it away to Michael Clemens? Listen, not for nothing. I thought this was different. I thought this was going to be an accountability culture change. You got Brandon Stevens, who the guy he gets burnt. The poor guy he got second degree, third degree burns on him. Bench him. Put Malachi Moore. Put him in. It can't get any worse. Cisco, another guy. I love the song back in the 90s. But you suck as a player, man. You're horrendous. Put another safety in there. What Isaiah Oliver? Is he okay? Is he still in the team? Like, start shaking stuff up. And this is just so disheartening. And that's why we placed the title here. Jets head coaches, they're all the same. They're all the same. I'm telling you. And now we're playing against Todd Bowles. We all remember him. We remember him. Now, how do we win this game? Number one, I don't think Justin Fields is playing. I got to be honest. That is you said it, Liam. It was the weirdest thing. People get concussions all the time. You would think, all right, you know what? You're cleared. But because of what happened to Tua for 9 years in a row, poor guy, he can't live without a concussion. They have to
live without a concussion.
This guy, I'm telling you, they wanted preventative measures with Justin Fields. You guys saw it, what happened to him. His head ricocheted off the turf. He ain't playing. It's going to be Tyrod Taylor. Now, I have a question with that, Liam, and maybe you can help me, and maybe the chat can. Who the hell is our third-string quarterback? Because Tyrod ain't making it through the game. The guy is a human stretcher. He just inhales, and all of a sudden, in the ER. Who's our third stringer? Cook?
I think it's Brady Cook.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, here's the other thing that I wanted to touch on, and you and I, we spoke on the phone yesterday, and we spoke about this. Why did it take so long? Now, Dan, we know what you do for work. I'm not going to throw that out there, but I'm sure you've seen this kind of incident happen in the past. People with concussions. I've had 3. It doesn't take over a day to diagnose my concussion. So yesterday in that wonderful press conference by Aaron Glenn, he said that Justin Fields is still in concussion protocol. Now, when the play happened, he went into the tent. He came out of the blue tent, went into the locker room, and we haven't heard from him since. Besides, he's still in concussion protocol. So they give you 3 words: door, cloud, car. Can you remember those in 20 minutes?
Yes.
And then, they do like some a little bit of testing, some physical stuff. I've had concussions. I know how it goes. They dim the lights down. Why is this taking so long? Is it a competitive edge? We know who the other quarterbacks are. We know it's Tyrod Taylor. I can picture this Tua gets hurt. What was that?
And Zach comes in and lights us up.
Yeah, it will be a Zach Wilson, Todd Bowles revenge game. Back-to-back weeks. That would be something.
I wish.
He had his chance. He interviewed. But I don't understand why did this take so long to determine whether or not he has a concussion? So pretty much what happened was it's either he stayed up or you let the guy go to sleep unsure if he has a concussion, which is not safe either.
Right.
Oh yes, that's right. It gets better. And Brian Schottenheimer after that. We have Todd Bowles, Zach Wilson, Brian Schottenheimer.
Right.
Man, this is like Jet revenge season.
I'm telling you. I mean, I honestly think that with Justin Fields, it's pretty serious. I don't think he's going to play this week.
No.
I would highly doubt that. They also have to see for internal bleeding too. They have to see a lot of things because, again, like I said, that hit where his head bounced off the turf, that's a nasty one. Me personally, I wouldn't play him. I would put Tyrod out there, see what you could do, salvage something. Now, let's talk about pre-Justin Fields concussion. This guy was missing every throw in the pocket. It was clean. The first drive of the game, he had Garrett Wilson beyond wide open. It's as if the Buffalo Bills secondary had no idea who Garrett Wilson was. He was right there. And he overshot him horribly all game, running around with like a loaf of bread in his hand, like Ray Lucas used to say, strip, fumble. That's what kind of upset me a lot, was because I see this quarterback play and I'm like, man, it's so synonymous to Zach Wilson. It's like, and it hurts every time. That's why, like, seeing the game and giving a great team, a far superior team like the Buffalo Bills, points. That's why I go back to the whole Michael Clemens hit. I go back to the Brandon Stevens holding. I go back to even Sauce Gardner doing like stupid stuff. Where is the discipline? I don't, and a lot of fans might be like, whoa, hey, chill out. It takes time. Damn, man. Parcells had the team ready against the Seahawks, his first game as a head coach of the Jets. You're telling me that Rex Ryan, first game against the Houston Texans.
Made a statement.
Statement. You're telling me that Aaron Glenn doesn't have that? I hope that we win this Sunday, but just judging by these 8 quarters, he's not going to discipline anyone. Tyrod can throw three interceptions. Braylon Allen could fumble the ball 4 times. You're going to hear the same thing while he's sipping on Sanka. Aaron Glenn is going to say, got to look at the tape. Got to look at the tape.
All right, we are at 80 views before we continue. Spread across 3 platforms, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, X. We appreciate all your support, but YouTube is definitely the place to be. That's where we get our revenue. So please like, share, and subscribe on the YouTube channel. We definitely appreciate wherever you're checking out our content, though. Just getting back to this here for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at the injury because, like, when I saw it in real time, it didn't look that bad. And I was wondering, are they just throwing Tyrod in to kind of save the season? Maybe like they lost a little bit of faith in Justin Fields. So we're just going to say he's injured. You know, maybe he starts the next game. That's what I was thinking. I mean, now looking back, rewatching it, that was a brutal hit.
Right.
But Tyrod Taylor has the arm talent and he's mobile. Yeah, he's getting old. You know, everyone says he can't last a full season. If he goes out there and wins convincingly, even if it's not convincingly, you know, you win however you can. I don't care if it's 3-0. But if he looks good out there, well, 3-0 is a bit of a stretch because that means both quarterbacks probably didn't play well.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go out there, you know, however we win, close game, blowout, whatever. If Tyrod Taylor leads you to victory, do you keep rolling with him even if Justin Fields is healthy?
Yes. It's a no-brainer. Again, we have to put things in perspective. Who is Justin Fields? Is he Drew Bledsoe? Is he Troy Aikman? let's be real here. We want to win games. If Tyrod gives you the best chance and we win on Sunday, he is your quarterback going into the next week. None of this, you can't lose your starter kind of underline for injury. Yeah, you can. Just ask the freaking New England Patriots, who went on a 20-year win streak. That's what I want. To answer your question, yes, I'm all for it. And there is a very good comment here by My Own Business. I think it's My Own Mind. Oh, this right here, My Own Mind. I love this, and I want to touch on this. The refs didn't do us any favors. As a Jet fan, we have to always expect this. They didn't do us much favors with Aaron Rodgers last year either. Yes, a couple of calls here and there, but it's like the NFL has something against the Jets. And I know it sounds like I'm wearing green colored glasses. I'm not, obviously, but
Not so obvious.
Not so obvious, but it happens. There was a late hit on Justin Fields where he scrambled, he slid, and he got popped. Nothing. No flag. No nothing.
Well, to be fair, I was listening to some podcast. It's a long 8-hour ride home, so I throw other content creators on. I don't remember which one it was, but somebody said that lead official, his name is Cleat, the official, throws the most flags by far in the NFL out of all the officials. So he is a very flag happy official. And then I also heard all week long, Will Parkinson said this on his podcast, that he spoke to somebody inside of one Jets drive, and it was emphasized all week long, watch how you hit Josh Allen. Do not hit him late. So that the emphasis was in the building. And I like Will. I trust Will. I think he is a reliable source. Not something that he would just randomly come out and say. And then, you had spoke on Sauce Gardner a little while ago. During that blitz, he tried to sack Josh Allen essentially from the chest up.
Yes.
When he was so low on a blind side, he probably wouldn't have even seen it coming. And I get it. Sauce is a big guy, and it's probably nature. Sauce isn't somebody that gets low. Being a corner, you're up high and you're wide. That's his game. But all off season long, they were doing Oklahoma drills. They were tackling one-on-one like a middle school. I remember doing that specific drill in middle school where you line up head to head, your feet are away from each other, coach blows the whistle, you get up and you tackle the guy.
My dad had me do it, and that wasn't even football drills. It's because I gave him the wrong screwdriver.
Yeah, it was discipline. And look at you now, strong man. Sauce Gardner never had that. I don't understand why tackling is still such a problem with this team. And a lot of people are saying that the Dolphins are losing and that the way that they're losing, they don't respect the coach. The effort that we saw out there last Sunday, does this team respect Aaron Glenn? Did it look like they were playing hard for their coach? This looked like an end of the season game. We're out of the playoffs. We're out of here. We're all going to be on new teams. We're just looking for our next contract, not trying to get hurt. It is what it is. So long, MetLife. Enjoy. That did not look like week 2. I don't understand. Where is why were they so flat? It's a home game, beautiful weather. That never happens at MetLife.
Never.
It's not a Jet game if it ain't raining.
Right.
So we get beautiful football, a nice almost summer feel. It's comfortable in shorts and a t-shirt. And you go out there against a division rival and you lay on your back and the coach shows no effing balls.
None. And I like what you just said regarding, how there's no balls, man. There's absolutely no balls on this whatsoever. And the fact that you have these players that have gotten paid and they don't care. Brandon Stevens is like Tremaine Johnson 2.0. Take him out, put this guy in there as Zariah Thomas. Put that guy in there. Take Cisco out. Put Quantez Stiggers. Get players in there that are hungry. that are
Yep.
hungry to showcase, I'm the one that you want. All that stuff that you're preaching, I'm there. I'm part of the choir. I'm good. These other guys, they got paid. They don't really care much. They weren't here. Now, guys like Garrett, guys like Sauce, I respect. They've seen the lows of lows. These new guys, they did all their dirt already other places. What, Stevens with the Ravens, or even he would have gotten benched so fast with Harbaugh.
Yep.
He
A
wouldn't
real
even have
coach.
a real coach. No, you got to let the boys play. Because I've been there. I'm a coach. I was there. Arian Smith, play him more. I don't need to see Alan Lazard anymore. Look, not for nothing. To Arian Smith's defense, the guy came out of Georgia. They're like, the guy can't catch. The guy can't catch. Yo, he caught a terrific ball, like a beautiful thrown ball. Unfortunately, he caught it out of bounds.
He still caught it. They didn't say he could play inbounds. They said he couldn't catch.
Right, exactly. But put him out there. I like what they're doing with Ruckert.
I like that. I was happy for Ruckert.
He got his first touchdown.
And not to cut you off, but like just real quick while we're talking about Ruckert, people are coming at his father for being happy that his son caught his first touchdown pass with his favorite team. Imagine, Dan, you had a son and he plays for the Jets and caught a touchdown, and people are giving you crap. I was happy for Jeremy Ruckert.
Same here, man.
Who cares? Yeah, it came in garbage time, and the score didn't look like a 20-point game. It should have been like a 60, 70-point game. But whatever. He caught his first touchdown. He's been a lifelong Jet fan. We've all seen the picture of him wearing a Curtis Martin jersey. He's wearing a Pennington jersey, a Wink Corbett. He's a fan. He's one of us. If he wasn't on the team, if he wasn't in the NFL, he'd be sitting at MetLife. Or maybe he's smart and he would have left. But he's sitting there. And you're going to give his dad a hard time? Be better. Be better.
Completely. Tony Adams, another freaking guy. I mean, when is enough? Enough with this, man. Can't you, but maybe he's short. Maybe, right? Maybe that's the reason. Maybe Glenn can't see the field. Remember, that was his knock coming out of Texas A&M. But he sees the tape. Yo, look at the tape. All these players are costing you so many penalties. They're costing you the game. Tony Adams, Clemens, Stevens, all these guys out. What are you waiting for? Honestly, you're waiting to make a change at 0-5, 0-6, 1-5 at that point? Listen, not for nothing. Situations like a 2-5 season, which Herm had in 2002, to turn it around and win the AFC East, that doesn't happen often. That doesn't happen ever. It happened once with us. Yep. That's it. This is something else. I'm gonna say this here.
23 years ago as well.
23 years ago, a long time, man. I remember though with Herman. This is now is the nice side of me taking Aaron Glenn's side. Check this out.
Story time with Dan.
Well, right. Herman Edwards, when he started with the defense, let me see. Let me. Right. I remember
around children.
Yep. With Herman Edwards, when he started with the New York Jets, the defense didn't look too nice. It didn't look good. There was a lot of holes, and Kevin Barlow from the running back from the San Francisco 49ers, it just would tear us a new one. Then all of a sudden, the defense came together and they gelled. And we made the playoffs in the year 2001. Do you remember that, or were you like 3?
I think it was 2.
So maybe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, we're not gonna. That came with StreamYard, so we're not gonna get canceled for that one.
We already rolled the dice a little bit earlier.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, Jets Afterburners podcast pushing YouTube's limits.
Yes, exactly. So that's the thing, right? Like we're all trying to give this guy time. We love the hire with Aaron Glenn. We like it. But man, Aaron, just look at the tape from 4 years ago of your predecessors. They were doing the exact same thing that you're doing. You're letting this garbage slide. All the personal penalties, the fouls, the flags, the offsides, the late hits, the fumbles. Yes, I'll give it up to you. The whole thing with Gibson last week, thumbs up on that. Smart.
Yep.
But now, right now, the turning point of the season, it's early, but it's right now. Right now. Everyone's backs is against the wall. No one thinks that you can beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in their home. Do the unthinkable. Do the unthinkable by doing what is right, keeping a disciplined team. Clemens, out. Stevens, you sit down. Next man up. Whoever can play clean, let's win the game. 1-2. We stay in Florida. We play against the Dolphins. Do not take them lightly at all. We are in no position as a New York Jets fan base, organization, franchise to look at any other team and say, oh, they're beatable. Play the game.
They're saying the same thing about us.
They look at us and they put a win next to it. They see it. Win. So take that as fuel. Keep it in house. Win the game. Leave there heading against the Cowboys at 2-2. Your season, just like it did to Herm's first season, it can change in a flash, in a positive way. Come on, man. I get it. There's a lot of negativity because we're pointing out things that we've seen already. We've seen it as a fan base. We don't want to see this crap again, especially to one of our own. Aaron Glenn is one of us, drafted in 94 against all odds. He was the little guy. He's 5'8" cornerback. Oh, come on. We could have gotten Charles Johnson. Big time 6'6" wide receiver out of Colorado. No, we went with Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn became one of the best studs cornerbacks in the history of the New York Jets. And then came Revis. And now it's Sauce right now. He was one of the first ones. And before him, Eric McMillan, all these big time, James Hasty. But these guys were big dudes. Aaron Glenn, he's one of our guys. He defies the odds. We're pulling for you, Coach Glenn. We are. All we're saying is just take a broad perspective and see how the ex-coaches of the New York Jets have failed in this town trying to be buddy-buddy with their players. You only have one shot at this because if you fail, you're going to become a defensive coordinator again, a secondaries coach. You worked your ass off for this. You have what it takes, coach. You got it. Just do what is right. We love you. We want you to freaking win the Super Bowl as a New York Jet head coach.
Yep.
Get it. Get it. Get it through your head. Michael Clemens, Brandon Stevens, all these bonehead players, they're not going to get it. They're not. They got paid. Clemens didn't even get paid, and he's playing. Imagine him getting paid. He's good to rob banks and whatnot. But damn, he is not the long-term part of this plan. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. Get the right players in here. You might have the right players, but they're on the bench.
We at least have some staples. And Dan, well said, man. Well freaking said. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Thank you, man.
And the thing with, like we're not saying, you can't just go out and cut every player that makes a mistake. Otherwise, you just wouldn't have a team.
Right.
But this is why you have backups. This is why you have depth. Throw some of these young guys in. We're not winning games right now anyway. So why not lose young? Evaluate some talent. See what you got. You don't even have to give them one full game. If they're really stinking up the joint, really being that bad, all right, I give them a quarter. I'll throw Clemens in for a little bit, as much as I don't want to do that. Now, would I mind seeing Clemens go? Would I mind seeing Tony Adams go? No. And I'm not one of those guys. I don't like to see guys lose their job. But especially in Michael Clemens' situation, like you said, he hasn't been paid.
Mm-hmm.
And what positivity has he brought this team? What has he done positive for this team? Nothing. He's in Cleveland flipping off fans. He's fighting Deion Dawkins in the tunnel. He's causing all these dumb penalties. This is nothing new. At some point, like, you just become like a nuisance. Like, you're just a problem, dude. You're just a problem. He's that one guy when like when you're younger, like, we all go out drinking. We're going to the bar Friday night, Saturday night. We're all having a good time. He's that one friend picking fights with everybody. He's that one friend that had one too many shots, and now he's outside talking to some guy's girl. Like, now he's fighting guys. That's him. Like, you're a problem. You can't be here. What happened? His words, Aaron Glenn, and we're picking on Aaron Glenn tonight. We can't even say that we're not. We are, but it's out of love. And I know he's not going to see this, but like, get a general sense of this fan base. Yeah, he broke Josh Allen's nose.
You broke my nose.
But this is like how the fan base is feeling. Like, this frustrates us. And see, like, somebody like Robert Saleh, like, yeah, it's frustrating for him, but it's like, he didn't suffer with us. He's going to go back to San Francisco and win championships and everything else. Yeah, he got the coffee. Aaron Glenn was here for the worst season in Jet franchise history and the best. He saw the turnaround, which is why, somebody in the comment section earlier said he only got hired because he was a Jet. And that's not true. I'm sure that helped, but he came up the right way. He was a player, turned scout, turned position coach, turned defensive coordinator. He's been through the ranks. He's been doing this for a minute now. He's ready. Show it. Week 1, we were all saying, yeah, I guess there was a loss, but there's so much to build off of, so much positivity. You made your statement. You cut Xavier Gibson. You held players accountable. You think back to that Green Bay game. We have the picture of it. And there was accountability. Like, yeah, like, we're not going to be the best team in the league this year, but it starts by cleaning the standard. Clean slate. This will not fly anymore. New set of rules. New sheriff is in town. Show it. So we have one good showing and one bad showing from Aaron Glenn. You cannot lose that way again. You get one of those a year. Maybe you get one more. Maybe Baltimore, blows the doors off of us. Maybe Buffalo does it again. As much as, I don't want to see this. It was such a boring game. Like, my girlfriend's a Bills fan, so I sat there and I watched the game with her in the car driving. Don't recommend it, but sat in a lot of traffic. But you know how frustrating it is to sit there like with a division rival? And yeah, she's my girlfriend. I get it. But it's so frustrating. Like, even she said, like, nobody wants to see these blowout games.
Right. So you get
maybe one more at most before we really start questioning things. You don't match up well with Buffalo, obviously. You don't match up well with Baltimore. I got to go back and look at the schedule. But if you could come out of Florida 2-2,
yeah,
coming back home against Dallas, they're not that great. And you know what? If you want to be a good team, you got to start beating good teams. Why can't the ball bounce in our direction for once? Why can't we beat Dallas? Why can't we upset Baltimore? Get even with Buffalo? Why not?
Right. Like the next three that are coming up, they match up well with the Jets. They match up well. Again, we got Tampa, Miami, and Dallas. The Jets can be in there. They could be in the game. They could. You want to take a caller?
I'll answer this real quick. She's from Long Island. Went to school upstate. It's all Buffalo fans up in Western New York. She ironically started liking them once Josh Allen came aboard. Before that. Well, before Josh Allen got good, I should say. After he got good. She wasn't. She's not like a diehard. Now she is. She's been rocking with them for about 5 years now, consistently. Whatever. Yeah, we'll take a caller. Who is Mr. Six Rings?
I think we had him on.
Hello.
Yes. Hello. Yes, sir. How are you?
I heard your arena got taken over by Bills fans.
It happens, man. Well, It's also the Giants arena.
So why are you guys so defeated? At 0-2, I hear people say fire Aaron Glenn, trade Sauce, crazy stuff.
Yeah, we're not saying that. We're not saying fire the coach. We're just pointing out what is kind of evident, that he's doing the same mistakes as the guys that got fired.
Okay, let me give my example, and then I'll let you continue your show. In 2001, the Patriots got Bill Belichick, right?
Right.
Okay, they were 0-2 and 1-3.
Yes,
They still won the Super Bowl that year.
they did.
So, and that was pre-Tom Brady. Tom Brady wasn't the superstar quarterback at that time, right?
Right.
So it's not over. That's why I'm telling people it's not over. The Giants did it.
Right.
I think they were 0-2.
Yes, who was their head coach?
The
Tom
Giants,
Coughlin.
I don't really know.
Tom Coughlin.
Tom Coughlin.
Who was the
I don't
quarterback?
really follow them, but it's
I
been
don't. I
done.
don't.
So it's
As a
like, I
Patriot
see
fan, I don't
people say
blame you.
0-2, the season's done.
No.
over.
We're well. That's one thing we want to clarify, and I love that you're on the show here. The thing is, it's not that we're throwing the white towel. We're not saying, "Oh, the season's over." Never has that ever came out of our mouth tonight.
No, but some people are saying the season's over.
Well, because you know what,
We're
to defend,
a little unstable.
To defend them, they probably seen this rerun before, right?
But the Patriots saw that rerun too, and the Giants back in that time.
Yeah, but they had an established head coach, really good coaching. Charlie Weiss, Romeo Crennel, defensive coordinator, Bill Belichick. They've been around these situations. Unfortunately, the Jets, you have a lot of young coaches, which I hope it clicks. I really do. It's just hard to see it happen. But you are right. It is very early. It's 0-2. That's why I like these next 3 games. These next 3 games, the Jets match up very well. And whoever thinks that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are like the Buffalo Bills, the Dolphins are like the Buffalo Bills, or even the Cowboys are like the Bills, you're sadly mistaken. All those 3 teams are similar to the first team that we played to, and we almost won that one. So don't be shocked if we win the next 3.
The Bills they're Super Bowl contenders.
Yes.
They're a different level.
100%.
They're a good
100%.
team this year. With the Chiefs, they're a good team. They might do it.
They might. And well, that's my argument as well. Like, in order for the Jets to play against these elite teams, they have to learn from what they just went through. They just look like, honestly, 6 rings. How would you feel if you had a player like Michael Clemens, a cornerback like Brandon Stevens, committing the same mistakes every single week for the New England Patriots? Wouldn't you feel frustrated?
I don't really know a lot of the Jets players. Okay. I'm a Patriots. I support them, though. It's a little different. I can't relate to what the Jets fans go through.
No, not a lot of people can.
So I would look at the positive, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you're not wrong, but you know what it is? Like Dan said, like, we've seen this before. And here's the thing. As you know, being in our division, the last couple of years, what did everyone tell you about the New York Jets? They're going all in. Super Bowl or bust. We went out. We got the former
I didn't
four-time
believe that.
MVP.
I thought they were a playoff team, not Super Bowl, just like that with Rodgers.
Right.
Yes.
No, I agree
a little
with that.
overhyped. But
I
you
agree.
were projected to be a good team.
Right, but like, I'm sure you heard from, you turn on ESPN, like, you heard a lot. I'm sure you've heard it before, and like, you thought that they were going to be a playoff team. You went out, you got Aaron Rodgers, Super Bowl or bust. You go trade for Devontae Adams. Where do you have
Made good moves?
All these players, this and that, and it didn't work out. We went 5-12. It failed for whatever reason. It failed, and it was
Sauce
a complete
had a bad
mess.
game, so
It was a mess last year. But with that being said, we got one of our own players. We drafted Aaron Glenn in '94. He was a part of the 1-15 team, and then the 12-4 team, whatever the record was, best record in franchise history. So he saw the lowest of lows and the highest of highs. He was a part of that '98 championship game. So then he goes on. He continues to play. Then he comes back. He scouts for the Jets in 2012. He goes on. He goes to New Orleans. He's a defensive backs coach. Comes up defensive coordinator. So he's ready for this job. He's one of us. We already lowered our expectations. You ask most Jet fans, we're saying anywhere from like 5 to like maybe 9 wins if things really break right. We're not expecting playoffs this year. We're not expecting Super Bowl. We're expecting that we look like a competent team.
Right.
We're in it to the end.
Did you see
We're
Fields' rating 1.1? Did you see that?
We have no quarterback. That's what I'm trying to say.
1.1. Do you know how? I can't even begin to explain. 1.1.
No,
it is one of the lowest ratings in NFL history.
He sucks. against a good defense.
He made Zach Wilson look good. And if you remember, actually Jets versus Patriots at MetLife, that game with Zach Wilson where he had like 2 yards or whatever it was, and he blamed the wind.
Yes,
That was
Strong arm,
better
though.
than what Justin Fields did in 75-degree weather on a sunny
Like, you
Sunday.
guys should have brought in Jacoby Brissett and drafted the quarterback like we did.
Yeah, no, I like Jacoby. I like Justin
I
Fields
think
too
he would
because
be. I think he's better than Fields.
Yes, I agree.
I think so too.
Not better. Like, Fields is younger, but
he
for
can
to be a
run.
bridge, I think he's a better bridge. What you're trying to do.
I
than
agree.
Fields.
I couldn't
And
agree more.
It'd be cheaper.
We've seen with
This guy's
Sam
not worth
Darnold.
the $40 million you paid.
No, he's not.
You should have
But-
kept Rodgers even for a year or two and have him be a bridge. That would have been good.
I wasn't against it. I really wasn't against it. But
Now
at
you
that point, we
Fields.
would have been losing Garrett
And
Wilson.
The sad thing is, there's a chance you go 0-4.
Yeah, there is.
You can have a bad year if Tampa Bay goes wrong. Like, let's say you lose in Tampa Bay. A lot of the Jets fans will say the season's done, and they'll start doing mock drafts
0-3.
at 0-3.
And now we play against Miami in Miami, and probably at that point, Miami is 0-3. And we give them the first game. Do you know what that does to the locker room? It demoralizes them.
By
What happens
October,
to Aaron Glenn, though, if that happens? Like, how would you feel about him?
nothing. It kind of depends on how we lose, but like at some point you got to win some games. But that's
Yeah,
what I'm
you-
saying. It's like the expectations already so low. Like we're just asking to be a competent football team. We're not asking you to make the playoffs. Like enough with the stupid penalties. Enough getting blown out. Can we
had
be in
penalties
games?
too. In Miami, we had 11 penalties each.
You won the game, though.
But it was
You
ugly.
found a way to win. You know why you
Ugly.
won? Because you have a far superior head coach than Daniels. You have a very good head coach in Mike Vrabel. That's the freaking guy I wanted for the New York Jets.
You guys wanted him, yeah. Glenn was like, that's why I say Glenn was like the second option. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes, yes, he was.
100%. Without a
But
doubt.
he's good. I wouldn't mind him. He seems like an okay coach.
He's okay. Yes.
Well, he just and the other thing too is like, I don't know if you caught the beginning of the show. 4th and 1, you're getting your doors blown off. You don't go for it on 4th and 1. The Detroit Lions are known for going it for 4th down. He
Vrabel
still
goes for it at 4-2. He'll go for it. He's crazy.
right. Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn stood right next to Dan Campbell for a couple seasons and watched him go for it on 4th down. You're getting your doors blown off, and his answer was, "Oh, our defense wasn't playing well, so we wanted to stuff Buffalo." You already had the ball. Go for it. You need 3 feet.
Yeah, Mike Vrabel, he said he's going to be going for those this year. He doesn't care.
And
4-1, he'll go for it.
Yeah, as he should. You
And it's
gotta
a new NFL, actually. A lot of teams are going for it.
You have to these days, man. You have to.
It's a different,
And that's the other thing too. We saw him go for 2 different 2-point conversions week 1 against the Steelers, and then we lost. What was it, 31-34 or something like that? I don't remember what the final score was, but had we just kicked 2 point afters, it would have been an easy. It would have been. What was the final score of that game, Dan? Do you remember?
I think we lost by what?
2 points.
By 2 points. Right. We
Had we just kicked the 2 point afters, it would have been a tie game. You go into overtime, anything could happen.
see this is a huge point here. And that's it. That's why I don't buy the whole thing of, Jim Harbaugh would not come here. Again, the Jets had a chance with that. Andy Reid, we could have gotten who else?
No, I don't
Payton.
agree with that. I don't think he hired.
No,
what
no,
do you
one-
mean he
one
hires
second,
puppets?
one
What
second.
does that mean?
1 second. Let me explain. See, when Andy Reid was the head coach of the Eagles, and we all knew that they were going to go their separate ways, Todd Bowles was in his, I believe, 3rd year or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was time to cut ties. It just wasn't right. You could have thrown an empty check to Andy and say, "Listen, bring your GM. What's the GM's name again? Dorsey.
And some
Dorsey.
Big Mac coupons would have helped.
Dorsey, whatever the case is, the price. Everyone has a price. Everybody. You make them the highest paid head coach. They will come here. No, we're not going to New York. No way. They don't have a quarterback. Stop this nonsense. Now, Sean Payton coming out of retirement. The Denver Broncos had to give the Saints like a first rounder. Do it. I don't care. Do it. We got a legit head coach. The last time the Jets ever had a legit head coach, legitimate one, was Bill Parcells. That's it.
Right.
That's the
Yeah,
last
that
time.
was a long time ago.
And we got him from you guys. I think
From
we
us.
gave you guys
and
a
Curtis
first rounder.
Martin.
And Curtis Martin. Look at
You
that.
offered him that was a different era, right?
Yep.
Now teams can match the money and stuff.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like at least.
That's sad. One of the best running backs couldn't win a Super Bowl.
It's true.
You
That
guys
is
had
true.
maybe, you can argue, one of the top 4 running backs all time.
All time.
Yep.
I completely
Maybe
agree.
top 10 for sure.
That's probably how the Lions feel with Calvin Johnson.
Right.
And he gave you guys 100 touchdowns and us combined.
Yep.
Over
But see-
17,000 yards.
Yeah.
Curtis.
I think it was. Yeah, he would receive. Man, he could receive. He can do it all. He was kind of a mini wide receiver. You can throw it down to him. He'll go get it.
he was great.
insane.
Well,
No
our
doubt.
year was 98. If it wasn't for the flop that we had up in Denver, we would have won that Super Bowl. 100%.
Now, Dan, you had just mentioned Sean Payton coming out of retirement. Do you remember that quarterback room? Because I remember that quarterback room when he first got there. It was Zach Wilson, Jared Stidham, and a rookie Bo Nix.
Yeah, but keep in mind, hold on a second. Before Bo Nix, that's those
Russell
two.
Russell Wilson.
That's it. A washed up Russell Wilson. That's why I don't understand and will never accept the logic of you can't get a bona fide head coach here unless you have a legitimate quarterback. No, that's the whole reason why you bring in a top-notch head coach. You know what I mean? Like, and Ben DiNucci. Exactly. My paisan. Exactly right. No, man, it's just one of those things. 6 rings, dude. Thanks so much for hopping on, my man.
All right.
Listen,
Please,
I gotta be honest. He definitely has a Mo Lewis jersey. He is too nice and too grateful to the New York Jets. Way too nice.
Yeah, looking at a Patriots fan, I was a little, like, are we gonna do this? I was gonna bring him on no matter what because we don't not bring anybody on. I mean, we had that guy, Mr. Beast on or whatever his name was, Beast
Yes.
Breaker on,
Mhm.
but
Not
I didn't know
the actual Mr. Beast.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Like if anybody could get the Jets to a Super Bowl, it's him. Like, watch, I'm gonna make the Jets win a Super Bowl. But I didn't know what would be coming out of his mouth. Like, are we gonna be taunted here? That's just what we need.
Yes.
As us Jet fans, we're beating down our own head coach, and now we need a Patriot fan, coming in. I'm like, oh, this could be bad.
Jets Afterburners Power Bar by Beast.
Yes,
I'm in.
gives you diarrhea.
Why not? Everybody needs a little bit of flush outs. Well, I mean, the Jets games do that by itself. So now, obviously, we're going to go back on Thursday night. Number one, I want to say thanks to everyone, the 98 viewers right now. Just thank you. Thank you for hopping on right now. I mean, It was very impromptu. If you can, just hit that subscribe, hit that like. It definitely helps us out immensely. Now, in closing, where we're going to be back on Thursday night, we're going to do a whole breakdown.
He does have a Lewis jersey.
He, without a doubt, has a Mo Lewis jersey. We're going to break down the Buccaneers-Jets game. Again, the season is not over. I hope we all can understand here that the whole premise of this show was to kind of illustrate, Aaron, you are in that point in time to change it, to change this trajectory, to make it to the point where no other Jets head coach has gone through in the past, 8 years, 12 years, 15 years? Like I'm at that point right now where I know if anyone can do it, Aaron can, but actions speak louder. I don't expect Michael Clemens to be on this team by tomorrow.
Oh,
Wild take.
That's a wild take.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yes. I respect it. I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't expect him to be on the field Sunday. But you're right. I mean, the season is not over. It's just so frustrating losing the way that you lose. And then you got to hear things like instant coffee, got to look at the tape, how good of a team the Bills are. We know that. We don't watch tape. We see it in live action. I didn't go back and watch the entire game. Like, I'm not a film guy. I'm not watching the all 22 on Justin Fields. I'm sitting here drinking a couple beers, eating food. I'm eating some wings, whatever I'm eating. And we see how bad he is. As a coach, you could go back and watch that film and figure out how to make your adjustments. But don't act like you don't have answers because you didn't watch the film. You see what's going on. Take control of the team. Find a way to come out of Florida 2-2. You got to turn this thing around sooner rather than later. It's 2 games. We're in week 3. You're overreacting. No, this happens very fast in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Against divisional games, hey, what happens if we make the playoffs? Now we got to go to Buffalo in January. When, you beat them at home, you could split with them. Maybe something happens. Maybe MetLife has a home playoff game. Dan, let me ask you something. Is MetLife legally allowed to host playoff games? Or is that like a New Jersey law?
I mean, laws are made to be broken. So hopefully the Jets are hosting one. And I'm going to just bring up one more point. And the guy that's going a little scot-free here is the Mooj. As a GM, you got to scour and see who you can get to replace players like Clemens, maybe to bring some competition for people like Cisco and Stevens. Bring players in. Give Aaron Glenn that opportunity to bench these players. I think Mooj right now, he needs to step up to the plate as well. It's not just Aaron Glenn, man. It's not just Aaron Glenn.
No.
Well, hopefully, again, this turns around and we win. We win on Sunday. But before we win on Sunday, we're going to be live Thursday night, call-in show. Feel free, guys. Call in. We want to hear your takes. We're going to have probably a new structure how we bring on callers. So with that being said, Liam, New York Jets fans everywhere, before you log off, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button.
I already did.
You did. You go, boy, you. Have a great night, everybody. Go Jets. Don't lose hope. Let's do it.
Quarterback, Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Just 14 that first time, now going long. They got a wide open man, and he makes the catch. It's Braylon Edwards taking off. Braylon Edwards will take it home for the touchdown. 80.
First down in San Diego territory at the 47-yard line. Big draw. And Pennington going for 6. Deep down the field, and it's caught by Santana Moss.